I I am Black Jeff for forex, and today is Thursday. I just want to like show you guys what GBPUSD and SAUUSD is doing currently in the market. And if you guys have any pair that you want us to check, we can check the pairs, right? Now, the very first thing I want us to check is GBPUSD. I want to tell you guys my bias on GBPUSD, right? And on gold, what I'm anticipating, right? Now, first thing first is in one of the classes I had with you guys, I told you guys that the market, right, moves from a point of liquidity. That is, what moves the market is the ability for the market to get to a liquidity point, and it moves from there. And I told you guys something that when the how to know your point of liquidity, you have to first of all find your valid break of structure, right? You have to first of all find your valid break of structure. Now, if you check the trend of this market currently, you will notice that GBP USD. Okay, let's check from 4 hours time frame. The very first thing you want to do is to come on 4 hours time frame. You want to check the trend of the market on 4 hours time frame, right? You want to check the trend of the market on 4 hours time frame. Now, what can you see on 4 hours time frame? You will notice that this market is moving sideways, right? This market is or was moving sideways, or I think it's still moving sideways. Okay. If you check this market now on 4 hours time frame, you will notice that this market is trending, is moving to the upside from here. Based on what I can see, this market is moving to the upside, right? Now, how do I know that the market is moving to the upside? I can see series of break of structure to the upside. That is on 4 hours time frame. Now, I am seeing series of break of structures, too many break of structures to the upside on 4 hours time frame. Now, I told you guys that the very first thing you do when you come on chart is to go on H4 time frame. You want to check what is the current direction of the market. Now, after knowing the current direction of the market, the next thing you want to do is to go and mark those valid break of structure in the current direction of the market. Now, based on what I can see on H4 time frame, there are too many break of structures in this direction, right? So I will still want to trade in line with this direction. That is, now this is H4 time frame, right? This is H4 time frame. Now, after knowing that, okay, this market has been forming series of break of structure in this direction, the next thing I want to do is I want to check which direction do I have my most recent break of structure. That's the very first thing I want to do. Which direction do I have my most recent break of structure? So come with me while I do something like this. We have this. This is my most recent break of structure, right? Now, should I go to details of this one now? Now, this is my most recent break of structure. Now, some persons will say that this is a change of character, this bottom here, that the market breaking below the 4 hours external, we call it external, right, is a change of character. Actually, this is not a change of character. There are things that can make up for a change of character, right? This is not a change of character. I will tell you guys when the change of character happens. Now, I told you guys something that on 4 hours time frame, you want to check your most recent break of structure. Now, we have a recent break of structure to the upside, right? Now, what will make here to be a change of character is if we have 3 valid break of structure inside this 4-hour one leg. I know it talks of kind terms that some of you may not be familiar with. If we have 3 valid break of structure inside these 4 hours on the 1 hour time frame, what am I trying to see? After seeing this break of structure on 4 hours time frame, I want to come to H1 time frame and mark my valid break of structure. Where's that 4 hours guy marked? All right. All right. Now, in this 4 hours break of structure now, right? On 1 hour time frame, I must have three valid break of structure inside of it, right? And there are things that makes up the valid break of structure. I'm not going to talk about what makes up valid break of structure today. I'm going to talk about that maybe some other time, right? Now, this is one valid break of structure here. Now, I told you guys something that we trade on three places in the market. One, the first valid break of structure, that's number one. Number two is the second valid break of structure. There is a name for it, right? Number three, the external of the 4 hours one leg. But in these 4 hours, we only have one valid break of structure. We only have one valid break of structure in these 4 hours. This is a break of structure here, but it is not a valid one. This is a break of structure here, but this break of structure, based on 1 hour time frame, it is not a valid one. So this is not to be considered. Now, let me now come back to H4 time frame now. Now, based on what I have on H4 time frame, right, I said that this is not a change of character. Why is there not a change of character? Because it does not have three valid break of structure in the H1 time frame. That is why here is not a change of character. If this place was having three valid break of structure on the H1 time frame, here would have been considered, as this market goes below it, here would have been considered to be change of character. So we are still in the uptrend, right? Now, because this guy, right, does not make up this first valid break, this 4 hours one leg does not make up three valid internals inside of it, I will take each one of them individually. This is what I mean. I will take each one of them individually. That is, this up here becomes my first valid internal, which is an inducement. I call it inducement, right? For those of us that learn from Sabigel, we call it inducement, right? Now, the second valid, I'll take here as my second valid break of structure. Now, this here, there's supposed to be an external. If it was having three valid internals instead of it, would have been my external. But in this case now, I will call here a disruption. I'll call it a disruption. All right, let's move on. We are going somewhere. Now, if I will be calling here a disruption, now look at now. I told you guys something that the market reacts from three places in the market. Three places, that is, you get valid move from these three places in the market. The first place is your inducement. I'm not going to be talking about entry today, how to enter from inducements or something. But the very first place is your inducement. The second place is your disruption. Now, the market got to this disruption and moved up. Look at, let me put a tool here. My stop loss below the disruption. Let me see how many risk to reward it gave. Look at, it gave 12 risk to reward. That's to tell you how valid it is, right? But the most important thing is just know what makes up a valid break of structure. If you know what makes up a valid break of structure, you can trade from it. So because this guy here makes up a valid break of structure, there's an entry mode they called reclamation. This market actually bought to the upside with reclamation. As time goes on, I'm going to teach on reclamation. Now, I'm going to be uploading this video on YouTube, right? You can go back and rewatch the video, right? Subscribe to my YouTube channel, learn to like and share it with your friends and fellow forex traders or anybody that will be are interested in forex. So this market got to the second valid break of structure and it pushed to the upside. Now, after pushing to the upside, it broke to the downside. Now, there's something called internal change of character. God, if I want to start explaining, I may take like 1 hour to explain everything. I just want to make this class very short, right? So I can show you guys what I'm anticipating on GBPUSD and Euro USD. There's something called internal break of structure, internal change of character. That is when your second valid break of structure, there's something called external change of character and there's something called internal change of character. Now, external change of character means that the market has completely changed from an uptrend to a downtrend. While internal change of character means that the market has changed from an uptrend to a downtrend internally, but the overall trend is still bullish. All right. Now, this market now has changed character internally because it has broken below your second valid break of structure. Now, after it has broken below your second valid break of structure, the next thing you want to do is to mark out your valid break of structure for an uptrend and for the downtrends because the market has changed internally, right? So this here is my inducement again, my first valid break of structure again. Here is my inducement again. Then where's my second? Okay, this is my disruption again. What I am doing right now is called order flow. What I am doing right now, this thing I'm just doing is called order flow. What I'm doing right now, this is called order flow. That is the market changing internally or externally is called order flow. Now, if you want to know more about this, right, you can sign up for my one-on-one mentorship, right? It's very, very affordable. It's the cheapest you will find anywhere, right? There are people that charge $200 for group mentorship, right? Why some persons charge about $2,000 for private mentorship, and for a one-on-one online mentorship, there are people that charge $5,000, right? But personally for me, I really want to impact people and I don't charge that much. I only charge $200 for a one-on-one mentorship, not a group mentorship, a one-on-one mentorship. That is, I'll be teaching you one-on-one like this and you'll be asking questions, as much questions as you want. There is a well-organized structure for my course and everything that will make you profitable in a month. Maximum 2-3 months you are profitable. I'm not exaggerating. I just don't like posting results, but I will be posting my student results very well in the community, right? So what happened here is internal change of character, which is order flow. Now, this here is our first valid break of structure here, and this is our second valid break of structure. Now, this market now has changed character again internally from a downtrend again to an uptrend. Remember, it changed character internally from an uptrend to a downtrend. Now, it has changed character again internally again. How did it change character? Here is our first valid break of structure, and here is our second valid break of structure, right? It has changed character again internally. Right? It has changed character again internally. It first of all changed character from an uptrend to a downtrend internally. Now it has changed character again from a downtrend to an uptrend again internally. So we start looking for our most recent valid break of structure in the upside, right? Now this is GBPUSD now. Market has continued to the upside. Now this is our first valid break of structure again. We have this here. This is our first valid break of structure again. Right? This is our first valid break of structure. All right. Now, we are taking the low of it here. This is our inducement. This is our first valid break of structure here on inducement, right? Now, the market got to the first valid break of structure, which is your inducement. This is our first valid break of structure, right? This is our first valid break of structure. Now, the market got to our first valid break of structure and is pushing to the upside. It got to our first valid break of structure and is reacting from it. Now, do not forget I told you that the market always reacts from the two most valid break of structure. This is the second valid break of structure. It has not got to the second one, but it got to the first one and is pushing up from it. Now, how did I now enter this market? Right? How did I now enter this market? Hello guys, please just give me like 2 seconds. I'm coming. I want to like quickly check something at my door. Just 2 seconds, please. Please don't play sound. I'm recording the class. So the market got sorry guys. The market got to this inducement, right? And is pushing up from here, right? So this is what is currently happening on GBPUSD. To to some extent, right? Let me say like 70% GBP will react from here and may likely push up from here. All right. Now, how would I have entered this market? Since I have already missed my entry from this point here, there is a key level here. Look at, there's a key level here. 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 Look at. And the key level has a break of structure. I already told you guys about this break of structure. It has a break of structure. The highest point of the key level. Now, I already told you guys in our last class. That the key level, right, is made up of two candles. That is a red and a green candle having equal high or having equal low. That's what from the key level. Now, after we've known this, the next thing we want to talk about is the case of drawing our what's it called, our point of interest. That is the two candles that form the key level. These are the two candles that form the key level. Now, the time frame to use to draw your key level, to check out for your key level, is the H1 time frame. The same time frame you are using to draw your structure, this is the H1 time frame. That's what we have here. We have this guy here and we have this guy here, these two red candles. Now, if you are taking both, now you are expecting the market to come and tap into it before pushing to the upside, and that was what happened. If you check, you will see that this trade GBPUSD for a buy has been activated. Look at the market tap into it. Let me go to a lower time frame so you will see. Look at the market came into it, tap from it here, and is currently pushing to the upside. Right? We have this here. We have this here. You have this here. Someone said that from your former video, you said 2 hours time frame. All right. Now, it just depends on what you want. There are some persons that check their key levels on M30, right? Some persons check their key level. Some persons check their key level on H1. You can check your key level on H2, H1, or H4, depending on the one that works with you, right? Depends on the one that works with you, right? Me, I check mine from 2 hours. Let's check if there's a key level here on 2 hours. Now, if you check 2 hours now, you start to see a key level here on 2 hours, but it has not been activated on 2 hours. It has been activated on H1. Look at, there's still a key level here on H2. There's still a key level here on H2. So one of these things, okay, someone is asking where should the TP be? Now, your TP can be above this high here. Your TP can be above this high. This latest high, your TP can go above it. So what you should be anticipating is for maybe the market to like come to this guy here, then push to the upside. So this is what you are having here. So this is what you're having here. So persons are using Savigil's question to ask me a question. What is directional bias on key level? Directional bias on key level is simply trading in line with the direction of the market. Now, because you've seen that the market is an uptrend, you want to trade key levels of an uptrend. That's the meaning of directional bias of key levels. So this is what I'm anticipating on GBPUSD for a buy. So this is what I'm anticipating on GBPUSD for a buy. So the market can still likely come back to entry and push to the upside, or to just, since it has already been activated on H1, you can just continue pushing to the upside, or can still get to entry before pushing to the upside. So this is what I'm anticipating on GBPUSD. Now, I would, for 10 minutes, I will just permit some persons to speak for just 10 minutes. Let me see what they're asking.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My question is based on the SL placement on this key level. My stop loss, they are like always too wide. I can't even get like 1:2. How can I correct that?
Come again.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I say my major problem is how to place
See,
my stop loss when I did.
you say, wait, calm down. You will say the major problem, not your major problem.
Yes. The major problem for now. The major problem for now is how to place my stop loss accurately. It is very, very wide most times. So I can't even, before the market moves, it just reverse. Meanwhile, it seems like the move have already happened. Is there any way to like augment that?
All right. Now, if you say that it's not possible for your stop loss to be too wide all the time, it's not possible for your stop loss to be too wide all the time, right? It's not possible for your stop loss to be too wide all the time. Like this case now, the only way your stop loss can be too wide is if the candles that are forming the key levels are very, very long. But not all the times you will get long candles. There are times that you will get short candles for your key levels. So when you have, like this case now, the stop loss is not too wide. Look at it now. The stop loss is not too wide. Look at this case now, the stop loss is not too wide. So your stop loss should just be a little below the two candles that form the key level. A little below the two candles that form the key level. Then your TP can be to the next liquidity high or low, depending on the trend of the market.
But what can I do if it's big?
What do you say? Okay, what can you do if it is big? Okay, now if the candles are too big, right? What you should do is this here. You will still draw your POI box on both of them, right? You will still draw your POI box on both of them. After drawing your POI box on both of them, now you're not setting limits. You will wait for the market to get into the POI box. Once you see a confirmation candle, you can enter the trade and set your stop loss a little below that confirmation candle on M5.
Okay. Under the confirmation candle and not the entire POS
Yes.
again, right?
Yes, a little below the confirmation candle, but it is risky. But that's what I do when the stop loss is wide.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Please, who is asking the next question? Dave, raise his hand.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, I'm Jeffrey. Thank you so much for your guidance and for the and
For
your
my
group. We
for,
really appreciate.
for my guidance and counseling, Abi.
Yeah.
I'm with you,
Um,
sir.
question goes like my question goes like this. You understand? Me, typically, I just started new, but I'm still having that difficult to understand that this form of fair value gap and that other block. You understand? Because when you are looking into the charts and the other things, you understand that even the
Wait.
candle, even
Fair value gap is not a topic of today, and other block is not a topic of today. So what I'm just doing today is just based on um, key levels and outlook.
okay, okay, no problem, no
Yes.
problem.
So that may be something I may talk about another day. Fair value gap um,
And
or
other,
other block. Yes, that may be talked for another day. I don't want to just go straight into the topic now. Peace finder
all
is
right,
here.
all right, all right,
He said, must
all
skill
right,
level always
no
flow with
problem.
direction markets? Yes, skill level must always flow with direction markets. Key level must always flow with direction markets.
Okay,
So no, someone was asking
all
question.
right.
Do you consider the SY in determining bias currency? I don't look at the SY. There is this upcoming by 12. By 12. What's your take on GBPUSD? So there's this by 12. Let me close this trade. See, it is better. See, let me tell you one thing here. I didn't first of all, I do not check Forex Factory for I do not check Forex Factory for what's it called, for news before I take a trade, right? If I'm on trade and there is news, I am happy because the news will take the market to my direction more. If I'm on trade and there is news, I'm happy. But if I have not entered the trade yet and there is it is better to be on the trade and there is news than to set a limit when there is news, because the market can take you out and go your direction. Like in this case now, since there is news by 12, thank you for telling me. Since there is news by 12, I will have to wait and see what will the news do, right? After the news has done its thing, if the market gets here and I get a confirmation candle, I can enter because there is news by 12. But if there was no news, I don't give a damn about anything. I will just take my trade. Please, does this strategy work more on synthetic or every pair? I feel FS pairs go a wire a lot. What's your take? Now, the thing is this here, this currency pairs or synthetic pairs here, you should understand that synthetic pairs is a monopolized market. Now, one person gets them. Now, one family gets that synthetic indices, right? But forex market is not, it's for everybody, right? I have not back tested all pairs to know if this strategy is working on all pairs. But one thing I'm very sure is working on currency pairs and is working on synthetic indices. It works on crypto. I've used it on crypto before. Yes. It works on GBPUSD very well. It works on gold very well. It works on Euro USD very well. Are you recording the? I'm recording, but it will be uploaded on YouTube, so you can go watch it on YouTube. If you're already on the trade, if you're already on GBPUSD, you can just maybe, like, since there is news, I don't know how impactful the news can be. You can just what's it called? You can just break even your trades and see what the market will do. Someone is asking, is this a resistance or a support key level? This is a resistance key level that turns support. It's called ROBS. This is a resistance key level that turns support. He said, please clarify your structure because your structure marking is confusing. Is it 3 BOS that makes one leg, which forms an inducement, or another 3 BOS form your disruption? No. 3 BOS, 3 valid break of structure, forms a valid one leg. Now, those three valid break of structure, one of those three valid break of structure is your inducement. The second one is your disruption, right? The third one is just your liquidity point. Yeah. If you see confirmation candle on our POI, should we buy or sell immediately the market comes back? You are taking a buy because the market is an uptrend. So I think I've answered all questions. What do you mean by the key level must break structure? Okay, I think that's the last time we'll be talking about. What do I mean by the key level must break structure? Please, you guys should pay attention to this thing now. What do I mean by the key level must break structure? This is what I mean. Now, the two candles that form the key level, the two candles, let me take this off. The two candles that form the key level. Look at the two candles that form the key level. Let me take this one off again so you could see very well. Look at the two candles that form the key level. The two candles that formed the key levels. These are the two candles that form the key level. So, what am I anticipating? I'm anticipating the highest point the wick got to. The candle that is must break past it. Look at here. This is what I mean by break of structure. The highest point the wick got to of the candle that formed the key level, a body candle must break past it. That's what I mean by there must be a break of structure on the key level. So this is what makes up the key level here. So that's all for now. I think that's all. I've been able to answer all the questions. Or do you guys want us to look at gold, SAUUSD? Should we look at SAUUSD? All right, let's look at SAUUSD. Okay, I'm coming.